Oh my gosh, I'm watching this clip on Facebook of some guy tonguing. I'm guessing it's like a outdoor intercom, the button or something, and it's recording him. It's disgusting, but it's really really funny.
Killbox Studios. Yeah. What up? Pressure. Representing my homie, DJ MsDjHoodie. What's good? The girl get a grind on, man, for real. Check it. Queens in the building. Stand up. Tell me, have you seen her? Who stepped in the arena? MsDjHoodie serving, he crossed the net like Serena. And everything she play is great, so let the haters hate. Virus to their database, scrambling their data rate. Plus I got your back like scoliosis. Pressure got the antidote, be careful of the dosage. The girl is everywhere, yup, every known geography. Plus she get a swerve on with zero toxicology. The hottest beat, Hoodie and Pressure in the building. Of course the competition's mad, we meant to hurt your feelings. We see through all the politics, the truth is so revealing. We underground as hell, you hear us banging on the ceiling. Queens representative, Arizona resident, call up a detective. Truth is in the evidence, and evidently present is a force that makes you hesitant. MsDjHoodie's red light is on, destruction is imminent.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Goodbye.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your girl, MsDjHoodie, getting at you guys on Wednesday, January 9th, 2019. I know I'm a day ahead. I usually record on Thursdays, but I just felt like recording, so I might go ahead and just record tomorrow. Also, there's quite a few things that I felt like saying, so yeah, stay tuned. I can't stop watching. It's crazy what people do and who actually have, I don't know, I guess access to these crazy videos. I don't know, maybe I'll drop a link so you guys can like check it out, but yeah, it's kind of weird. This guy needs a woman. He needs a lady. But what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Why Run podcast on the Kivas.fm. Yeah, man. I've been in certain communities online, and I'm very thankful to be a part of some of them. And I met a lot of really cool people. We got into some deep conversations about many different things, and it makes me feel like I'm not so alone like how I thought I was. And joining communities I was never a fan of, but I'm seeing and I'm liking and I'm enjoying everything, the music, the people, the knowledge, the shares, the one ups, and the realness. Like, I'm loving it all. And I cannot be happier that to experience this because, as I said, I never did before. I just kind of always stayed in my corner. Like, I've always just stayed to myself. But to hear everybody else's perspectives and their experiences, it's a lot. And I never thought it was. I thought it would be too much to take in. Like, I thought that there's never really a true understanding of other people or true understandings to the things that I know, the things that I come across. And I'll be quite honest, that is quite selfish, and that's something that I need to break. I mentioned that in my previous podcast that I published a couple of days ago, and that was one of the things that I was ashamed, and I even said it, that I was ashamed to admit or to shame or say that I was ashamed as what it is and how I was being, and it wasn't right. Trying to change that now, I mean, it's going, 2019, trying to be open. I mean, you should be open no matter what. It should not have to be like, oh, next year I'm going to do it, or I'm going to ring in a new year and do this. It wasn't even that. Like, I kind of seen it coming, and it just so happened to be in a new year. But since everyone is not so much as a new year, new me, that was more like 17 going into 18. But when you realize what's going on and what you're not doing right, or what's not coming out right, yeah, it's kind of important that you look at yourself, because it does start with you. It's not, it's where you put yourself. You shouldn't anyway blame a community or blame a place or the person. It's kind of like you chose to hang with that person. You chose to put yourself in those situations, in that community or organization. Like, there's just so much. And yeah, you should kind of get yourself out of those scenarios if it's really fucking your mind up, or fucking your money up, or fucking your circles up. It's just it's just an amazing experience. Even for me, it's starting with a small community, and I'm embracing it because it may be small, but it's a huge thing for me. And I have quite a few people to thank. If I can just go ahead and pull their names up, and I will certainly drop links so you guys can go check them out and say what's up and support them in their content, their communities that they're sharing, and support their music, support their interests. Because if you're a lot like me and you kind of feel alone in certain areas, I highly suggest you check out these individuals, the community, or go out and find your own community, because it is very growing, it is very enlightening, and I got some really, really good friends out of this. We're quite new friends, but I do consider them close friends, and yeah, they're great. One would be All Star, Alvin Graves, Candy's Crushin', Carmen Morin. Let me see. I'm looking, guys. I'm looking. King Kauran, and there was another one. Cannot think of. I'm trying to look, and I can't find this other person, but yeah, like I will drop all their links, and then you guys can go search them, talk with them, and as I said, just support what they got going on. And yeah, man, like we can just all talk, and they're making my experience in the online community a very, very good one, and I cannot be more grateful for that than I am now. If you guys didn't tell or couldn't tell before, yes, I am sick. God damn it. Yes, I am sick. I've been sick for 2 days, and I'm still trying to get over it. So far, it's alright. I do want to talk about the sickness. Yes, I'm talking about this one. There's many, many different kinds of sickness out there as far as being with the sickness, whether you're with Brother Lynch or just straight hip hop. Yeah, there is the sickness. But I'm talking about this one. Years ago, I made a voice blog talking about the different things that I personally liked when being sick. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. There was a time where I was always, always sick. Like, I was sick like 7 times out of the year one time. And if you guys remember, or if you guys been hanging with me for that long and before that time, like I was addicted to NyQuil, the cherry flavor. Yeah, like I got immune to it. Like I was, where's my NyQuil? Like I need my NyQuil. Give me the double pack. Yes, like, and that was really, really bad. And I actually broke that. Like I started taking better care of myself, and yeah, now I only get like sick like twice a year. So for me, that's better than that time when I was getting sick 7 times in 1 year. But in that voice blog, I stated that being sick that I enjoyed was, of course, one, the NyQuil, the cherry NyQuil. Second was you lost weight. You just lost weight. And especially for us women, that's like a plus. The third thing was, and this is kind of like what I want to, I guess, circle or I guess highlight from this or on this podcast, is you realize a lot of things. And I don't know if it's the stuffiness that kind of slows down your mind, or it just brings a realization to what's really going on and what's been happening. Because when you slow down and then you kind of sit back and you reevaluate what's going on, or who's in your circle, why certain things are happening, or you know what I mean? You just kind of like, that's not really what I wanted, or that's not really what I said. And you know what? Just leave it. Just leave it where it's at, because that's not how I want it. Once I get better, I'm going to make it this way. But when you're sick, you actually want to do greater. Like, you want to do better. And I take that as a plus. I really do, because when you're going, and going, you kind of overlook and surpass a lot of things. And when you're sick and, yeah, kind of unable to do or go places to get things done, like you're just like, holy shit. You should anyway. And I say that because you know you can do more. You know you can do better. And once you're better, there's really no one can tell you, because you're just seeing more when you're sick. And that is self-motivation. Yeah, you're sick. Yeah, you're kind of down. Yeah, you don't feel your greatest, but when you're with an illness, your creativity comes. And I don't know if I'm the only one, but I mean, I see it on Facebook all the time. Like, I'm a fan of, like cancer patients and things like that, where they have cancer or they have some kind of disability, whether they don't have any limbs or they're diagnosed with something, a rare disease. They're coming up with their own businesses, and they're like $1 million businesses, and they're succeeding. They're not letting their illnesses or their disabilities, like, they're not allowing those things to take them and label them, because this society, how it is now, it's all based on labels. It's all based on winning. It's all based on hashtag being woke. It's a lot of nonsense when you really think about it. Like, I guess you have to be sick, or I guess you have to have some kind of illness or disability. I guess you just really have to be at your lowest to see what I'm talking about. And realistically, it's too late, Try and see these things now instead of waiting until something happens, or, that's where I think people struggle, is because, nothing's wrong with them. They don't have an illness. Like, nothing's wrong with them, but it's almost like they choose to fail to see these things. And just because they're able to work, or they're able to go on, flex the things, material things, or they're able to flex these vacations, and they're not really seeing, yeah, they're living their best life, which everyone should, but they don't see it from this side. Being sick right now, I just have a cold. I just have a sore throat, stuffy nose a little bit, sweating it out, cold sweat, hot sweat, I'm just thinking back to what I was saying years ago, and I still feel the same. I feel the same way about it. And yeah, you have wants, yeah, you have goals, and you put things in your planner. you do all these things like what I've done. I live my months and weeks and days in a planner. Like, I really do. And I don't like to flex my businesses other than, sure, a promo, like a promotion. But there's more that comes with it. And I've always realized that. Why? Because throughout my life, I've always had problems. I always had problems, and I've always had something wrong with me. Like, I was always spraining my ankle. I was always having heat stroke. I've been bullied. I've always been the chubby girl. I had problems, and when it came to the more harsh things, like having anxiety and back pain and being diabetic or whatever, like, those are things, and nobody can really relate to even a part of those things because everybody's living their best life. Hashtag, they're healthy, they're able. And like I said, everyone should, but there's no understanding. So if you're like me, you're sick right now, even if you have an illness or something, and you have that realization of what you want to do, like, you actually have goals. Like, it's okay to have goals, even being in this, like, being this way, you can. Even if you're listening to this and if you don't have anything, I'm not going to say don't go flex. Like, I'm not going to say, a lot of people, they like to show off on Instagram or whatever. But you have to, and you should realize that it's not all about that. It shouldn't be. Being in the state that I am right now, I am very thankful. Like, even though I'm sick, it's not for long. It's not for long. And every time I see a cancer patient, I always say, you know what? It's not for long. You're going to beat this, and you're going to do and be the greatest you have ever been. Like, don't stop dreaming, planning, or setting goals for yourself. Like, do not stop. Do not stop, because you're the only one that can get yourself there. And if you believe, I believe, And we need to keep pushing. We need to keep doing and keep planning and keep dreaming. Why not? But that's just what's been on my mind, and I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what goals you have for yourself, because for me, last year, 17 going into 18 was quite ridiculous. Like, everybody was all on this new year, new me kick, new diet fads, and, relationship goals and things like that. Like, things that don't really matter. Of course, health matters, and yeah, building a better relationship, yeah, it matters. But I guess it's trying to show off. That's not important, But I want to know what main goals you all have for yourself, whether it be in 2019 or, if you just want to, like, skip the whole new year, new me thing. That's exactly my point. What is it that you all want to do and try to better yourself, or to better your circle or your space? Like, what is it? Like, what's more important to you guys? at this very moment. You know, you don't have to be in my condition or anybody else's condition to answer that, because I'm trying to bring you guys down to where I'm at in my mind. You know, a lot of people don't or won't understand that, but try not to be that person or those people. That's kind of what I'm saying. And don't be ashamed to think, you know, use more of your brain, you know, because when I look around, it's like people are so dead afraid and they're so ashamed to see. And they think that they don't have to worry about it because, you know, but it's almost like you're trying to excuse yourself from not caring. Like there's people out there that don't want to be caught up in their feelings. Like it's such a bad thing. Oh, you don't ever get up in your feelings, you know? And for me, it's like, well, what about you? You know what I'm saying? Like you're trying to pinpoint me being all up in my feelings, but my question is, why can't you be all up in your feelings? Are you unable to get all up in your feelings? Like, you know, and it's not so much as turning it around on somebody, but it's like, what happened to you? You know, like what's the matter? Like something must have happened to you, you know? Like that's kind of like where I go when something negative, because to me that's a negative thing. If you're saying that to me, to not be all up in my feelings, that I should be a certain way. And it's like, well, what about you? You know? But yeah, you guys can drop your responses in the comments. And yeah, let's talk about it. I mean, why not? Like what is something that you feel you're alone in? And why do you feel that way? You know, whether it be all up in your feelings or being unable to, you know, don't be ashamed to say it. And what are your goals, and why do you have these goals? I mean, are you seeing too much of something? Are you seeing too less of something? You want to bring it out, bring it back. What is it? You know, let's talk. I'm your girl, MsDjHoodie. You guys can search me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. It's MsDjHoodie. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys in my next podcast. And you guys have a beautiful rest of your Wednesday. Remember, it's Wu-Tang Wednesday. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.